Good morning, USA. I got a feeling that it's gonna be a. Wait, I forgot. It's in quarantine. Of course, it's not gonna be a wonderful day. I haven't been properly vaccinated yet. Oh, wait, I have. Yeah, sorry. I was. Ah, screw it. I'm gonna finish the song anyway. The sun in the sky has a smile on his face, and he's shining a salute to the American race. Oh boy, it's well to say, good morning, USA. Da-da-da-dun-da-da-dun-da-da-dun. Good morning, USA. Oh man, yeah. I have the amount of American Dad memes I have seen on the internet are scary even. I remember there's one where it's Good Morning USA, but instead of USA, it's UK and it's raining. And every time they say USA, it cuts to a thunderstorm. It's like Good morning. It's like that is accurate. Um I've seen a lot. American Dad theme song, but Stan doesn't get up. I haven't really seen American Dad in a while though. It's just strange. I don't know. Maybe it's that one of those shows where it's like it might have been good at first, but then like another Seth MacFarlane show, Family Guy, it ended up running itself into the ground. But let me see if let me see if American Dad is still going on. I've only seen casual episodes of American Dad, so don't hate me if I don't know much about it. Let's see, number of seasons. 18. Oh my god. Yeah. Um the other successful show which might have started off good. I don't know if actually I haven't really seen. I've seen casual episodes of American Dad, and I thought they were good. But I think it's one of those shows like Family Guy, where it's like it used to be good until it ran itself into the ground. The only real Seth MacFarlane show I think was really bad was the Cleveland Show. I only really saw 5 episodes, 2 or 3 episodes of it. No, actually, I've seen 10, and I just didn't finish it. It was so bad. Like the whole point with the Cleveland Show was it was trying to be you know, a a sort of I think it was originally trying to be a satire, but it in and of itself was horrible. I think the only show I've seen Seth MacFarlane actually giving a shit about doing is The Orville, which is actually really good. And I think the third season is gonna come out around later this year. Yeah, or Orville season 3, because I think they were supposed to start filming it last year. And it's gonna move from Fox to Hulu, so that's interesting there. Um, Filming resumed in February 2021, and we'll have 11 episodes, which is fewer, but on average will run 12. So they'll run like over an hour long, which is good. I think that the Orville might find more success on Hulu. But point is, American Dad is of course the most memes I can find, and is a funny show when it wants to be. But it's like I don't really like watching shows where they've ran on for way too long. To the point where like Family Guy, Simpsons, SpongeBob. Those are all shows that were very funny initially, but then something happened, and I think I remember hearing from Family Guy that Seth was no longer a part of the writers' room, and he was probably also Brian is like awful. Brian used to be fun, used to be tolerable until he became sort of Seth MacFarlane in a nutshell. Kind of like And here's the thing: I think Seth MacFarlane can be funny when he can, but sometimes it can easily wear off. Like in Ted, Ted was kind of a sleeper hit. No one expected it to be as successful, but it was like, okay, this is going to be Seth transitioning from animation to live action. Let's see how he does with that. And for Ted 1, it worked. And then with Million Ways to Die in the West, it wasn't good. Ted 2 was okay at best, but it was like, yeah, it's a sequel to a highly successful comedy film, and comedy sequels never work based on my own research and based on history even. Zoolander 2, for example. But yeah, let's watch this. Binging with Babish. Meet Ghetti and Spag Balls from American Dad. I've never seen this episode. I think this is in one of the newer seasons.
You're all eating spaghetti and meatballs wrong! For years, we have taken ground beef strings and mashed them into a sad ball. And spaghetti! Spaghetti starts as a ball. Well, today, we stop the insanity. I present to you Meat Ghetti and Spag Balls!
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Binging with Babish, where this week we're taking a look at the Meat Ghetti and Spag Balls from American Dad. Also, this beautiful new Babish walnut cutting board and teeth rolling pin available today on Amazon. Link is in the video description, and I'm doing a giveaway at the end of this episode. Now, for starters, for our Meat Ghetti, I'm going to make a very basic meatball recipe. Half cup each, breadcrumbs and buttermilk, 1 large egg, 1 teaspoon oregano, half teaspoon garlic powder, half teaspoon dried basil, and a half teaspoon onion powder, tiny whisked together to make a panade, which along with some kosher salt and freshly ground pepper is both going to season and keep our Meat Ghetti moist. Add 1 pound ground round, mash that together by hand until it's homogeneous, cover with plastic wrap and fridge for at least 1 hour, after which time we're going to pass it through a medium coarse plate in a thoroughly chilled meat grinder. This is going to bring us closer to a smooth hot dog-like texture. Cover this, chill it for another hour, and then pass it through again. But this time we're going to allow it to drape into a beautiful nest of Meat Ghetti on some parchment paper set in a rimmed baking sheet. Go ahead and plop that in a 400-degree Fahrenheit oven for about 15 minutes until the thickest point registers 165 Fahrenheit. In the meantime, we're going to make our Spag balls by virtue of some of these tea infusers. Give their interiors a spritz with nonstick spray before stuffing them full of fresh spaghetti. Stuff as much as you possibly can in there before trying to close it up and stuffing in any errant spaghetti strands, maybe with a piece of dried spaghetti. Is that irony? Leave a comment if you think that's irony. Once all your tea balls are stuffed with fresh spagoots, we're bringing them on over to some boiling water where they're going to marinate for 4 minutes. This will vary depending on what kind of fresh pasta you use and whether or not you're actually doing this, because why would you do this? Let these drain and cool off for about 5 minutes, and fresh out the oven, let's take a look at our Meat Ghetti. Ugh. In the immortal words of Jeff Goldblum, that is one big pile of shit. Let these cool off for a few minutes, I guess, before...
That is one big pile. I would have said the same thing, too.
Scooping them onto a plate, retrieving our Spag balls from their...
I think this is it looks very raw. I can tell Andrew, in the end, is after he tries this, he's going off camera, he's gonna spit it out. I'm betting money on that. Actually, no, I don't have that much money.
Spherical molds, placing them to the left and right of our meat pile, Meat Ghetti, and hitting them with a little bit of your favorite tomato sauce before...
What? Hold on.
Retrieving our Spag balls from their spherical molds, placing them to the left and right of our meat pile, Meat Ghetti, and hitting them with a little bit of your favorite tomato sauce before digging in. Let's start with a couple strands of our Meat Ghetti, which surprisingly didn't merge into one Cronenbergian mass, which I'm happy to report tastes an awful lot like a meatball in spaghetti form. The Spag balls are frankly ridiculous because as soon as you try to cut them open, they explode, and with slightly overcooked exteriors and slightly undercooked interiors.
Alright, so maybe I predicted it wrong, but yeah. That I know Andrew's gonna probably throw that away in the trash, and I wouldn't blame him.
They make about as much sense as an asshole on your elbow, but it is kind of cool to grab one and eat it like an apple. That being said, as you can imagine, I think we can do a whole lot better. I'm going to start by attempting to spiralize a summer sausage, which failed miserably, so I turned, as I so often do in these situations, to chefsteps.com, where they have a method for making noodles out of chicken thighs using a little gastronomy. I'm not sure how well that's going to translate to meatball mix, but that's what you guys pay me the big bucks to find out. We're starting with the same meatball mix, into which we're going to emulsify 1 cup of beef stock, pouring it slowly into a food processor while it runs with our meatball mix inside. Then we're going to add 8 grams of Activa RM, a kind of transglutaminase or meat glue, and 0.15 grams of sodium tripolyphosphate, a water softener, which we're going to mix together with a teaspoon of kosher salt to act as a dispersant. Add it to the food processor while it's running to disperse into the meat, and hopefully this is still safe for humans. But even in finely ground beef like this, there are still loads of fiber-like connective tissue. So we're going to painstakingly press it through our finest mesh sieve, after which time we should be left with nothing but a wet mass of meaty threads. Go ahead and throw that away so we can harvest the delicious threadless paste, which we're going to throw into a vacuum-sealed bag, seal it under low pressure, and then we need to press it out to a uniform thickness, preferably with something super heavy and balanced and well-built and handsome, maybe like the 24 by 16 solid walnut Babish cutting board. Available now on Amazon. Once you've pressed that out to a perfectly uniform thickness, we're going to sous vide it, a surprisingly difficult and annoying process where we're going to dunk it into a 149 degree Fahrenheit water bath, weigh it down, try to keep it flat, and cook it for 10 minutes. I'm going to weigh it down with these fermentation weights, which as you can see is working horribly, and let it cook for 10 minutes, after which point it's going to turn a lovely shade of pallid, sickly brownish gray. Let these chill in the fridge for at least 2 hours before slicing and serving, during which time we're going to make our improved spag balls, cooking 8 ounces of dried spaghetti until just shy of done, tossing with a little splash of oil, and letting cool completely on a rimmed baking sheet. Once cool, we're going to place it in a large bowl along with some stuff. First, we got to add a half cup of all-purpose flour. This is going to act as a binder, 1 cup of Parmesan cheese, which is going to act as Parmesan cheese, 2 large lightly beaten eggs, a third of a cup each sour cream and ricotta, a big old pinch of salt, and a few twists of freshly ground black pepper. In this recipe inspired by a restaurant that will remain unnamed, probably from diners, drive-ins, and dives. If you have to sneeze, go ahead and do it like this for food safety. Grab your scooper and your snipper and get to scooping and snipping. That is, use your medium ice cream scoop to grab yourself a scoop of pasta cheese goo, snip off or press in any stragglers, and dump it into a vat of 350 degree Fahrenheit oil. Fry for 2 to 3 minutes until deeply golden brown and resembling a ball of deep fried spaghetti. Drain on paper towels and grab your meat Ghetti out of the fridge. Snip and peel open the bag to retrieve and slice your noodles. And I'm going to go ahead and spoil this for you. It did not work. Let me be absolutely clear and say that this is not a negative reflection on chef steps. I'm sure that their chicken noodles are delicious and very noodle-like, but when you use meatball mix instead of chicken, it turns out unforgivably gross. But we're going to soldier on and plate some up next to our fried spag balls. So there you have it, the improved question mark meat Ghetti and spag balls. Let's start with some of our meat Ghetti. Just a little taste. Oh no, hard pass on that. It's like pre-chewed cat food. I have slightly higher hopes for our spag balls, but they turned out disappointing as well. They're just deep fried and kind of gummy, and definitely not bad, but definitely not good. So for the first time since my last attempt at a Seth MacFarlane dish, I concede defeat.
A car panini. I remember that.
And put it to you, my audience, to try and do better. Make your version of meat Ghetti and spag balls, take a picture, post it on Instagram, tag me, and use hashtag BabishBalls. And whoever I think...
Andrew, are you trying to kill me with that? Babish, oh god, no. No, Andrew, what? Andrew.
Did the best job will win a Babish cutting board, rolling pin, and pair of tiny whisks. Good luck, be careful, Godspeed, and have fun. The cutting board, rolling pin, and tiny whisks are available now on Amazon. The link is in the video description, and we have a lot more amazing kitchenware coming this year.
Yeah, ow. Oh, damn. My throat. My throat. Hold on. I thought I heard someone. Oh. Oh my god, hold on.
If she's only protected from heartworm disease, her coverage is coming up short. Upgrade to Interceptor Plus.
Hold on. Let me pause here.
It protects from not only...
Pause the recording. Sorry, I had to handle a few things there. Skip ad. Yeah. Alright, well, oh god. Best Twist films there. Yeah. I forget really, gotta go back on, because it has been a while since I've seen. Alright, I know Stan, Seth MacFarlane, Francine, and Steve, right? Hold on. Damn it. American Dad. I do know that the daughter is played by Seth MacFarlane's younger sister, though. cast and characters. All right, Francine Haley, that was it. And then D. Bradley Baker as Klaus. And yeah, Patrick Stewart, Deputy Director Bullock. It's funny because Seth MacFarlane is, of course, a huge fan of Star Trek, most notably The Next Generation. Um, but yeah, uh, yeah, and also the voice of Roger. Uh, here's interesting is that Scott Grimes, like very much. This is what happens to me. I click on the wrong thing at the wrong time. But yeah, that seems like a bad idea. Meet Ghetti and Spag balls. Which I'm pretty sure Seth MacFarlane hears about these ideas and is like, you can put it in. It's not like anyone's gonna make it for real. Andrew, is that a challenge, Ives? Is that a challenge? I think. Is that a challenge? Yeah. Um. Yeah. Also on the Orville, Scott Grimes as Gordon. Man, to think that the Disney-owned Star Trek satire would honestly end up being better than the actual Star Trek, because that's the true thing about the Orville. Is like you want to look at it. Look, watch Star Trek Discovery. I'm gonna show you all the comparisons. All right, I'm gonna click on Rotten Tomatoes here. Um, Of which, to be fair, I didn't really see all the episodes of Discovery. I just saw select ones. Yeah, average tomatometer 84%, audience 41%, which says a lot. And then the Orville, which for the first season, it was not well received. The first season was not well received, but that's because critics, really have a certain thing on Seth MacFarlane, and they thought for the first episode, I think I sort of understood why. And then, yeah, this is what's sad is that, is that, that this series is more well received than the Orville, but that's because critics really don't get Star Trek. Even I don't get Star Trek sometimes. I'm like a casual Trekkie. Yeah, 65% critics, 93 audience. I Yeah, and that's also, yeah, a lot of good shows. Out of here. Because, yeah, the first season got 30% from critics. But when the second season came out, it instantly went up to, you know, yeah. So suddenly critics, I think, at that point saw the error of their ways and were like, you know, we were wrong about the Orville. It's actually good. Oh my god, the Trekkies were right. It's funny because, I remember the Orville. I heard that it was originally written as a treatment for a movie, but it ultimately went to become a series, which was probably the best thing that could happen to it. So yeah, and I really like where the series is going. I really do hope we get to see season 3 and how it'll work well on Hulu. I think it'll have more success on Hulu because it doesn't have the restrictions. But the thing about the Orville is that it kind of, it kind of perfectly succeeds on what Roddenberry did with the original Star Trek series, while providing its own little spin on it, like its own comedic spin. And there's and it's not trying to be edgy; it's just trying to be real, you know. Although I will say I hate Clyden. Clyden is my least favorite character on the Orville. Orville. He shows. Yeah, literally, it's here. And I will say, as far as Star Trek Discovery, I only think I saw 11 episodes of the only ones I wanted to watch. Yeah. Um. notable episodes. Like there are some great episodes of the Orville. Yeah, like If the Star Should Appear, and also Identity, the one where it's revealed that with the Kalons, demonic plan. Um, so yeah, yes, yeah. So I really have nothing left to add there. But yeah. I'm gonna end the video here. Stupid rings. End the video here. Left a like on it. This was Binging with Babish. Meat Ghetti and Spag Balls from American Dad. Andrew, you're willing to sacrifice, everything you go against, just to give us quality content. And I cannot, love you all the more for it. Not in a gay way, though. So yeah, I'll leave a link to the original video down below, as well as a link to Andrew's channel, Babish Culinary Universe, and a link to my Instagram. Thanks as always for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. If you do subscribe, hit the bell to stay notified. I'm gonna end it here. Godspeed, everyone. Take care.